time to get started. So, is everybody ready?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Would you like to introduce your students?
Absolutely. So we're from the biology department. Our informal advisory position, we're adjuncts of Dr. Henley. So this is Caitlin McDaniels, my wife. My name is Griffin McDaniels. And these are two undergraduates that actually work in Dr. Klein's lab, the HERP lab, that we've kind of been informally advising, like I said, under the umbrella of Dr. Klein and Dr. Murdoch. But they're going to tell you about their project dealing with water snakes and this awesome research that they've kind of put together with very little help from us. So let them take it away.
Well, my name's Sandra. This is Dawn. We're both juniors this year. So, you want to start?
So our project is our preliminary study of cultural bacteria from the mouths of individuals from the family Natricinae in northern Alabama. The snakes that we're working with are commonly called water snakes, and then we also have a queen snake that we've been working with. They're Nerodia pluralis, this one, and then Regina septimitata. So we have this kind of misconception about these snakes that their bites cause really bad infections, right? So they supposedly have what is called a dirty mouth. And we've been bitten by them. Every snake herpetologist, biologist that we know has been bitten multiple times by them. And we've never heard of infection. So what's wrong there, right? So we wanted to see what can grow in their mouths and what kind of infection you might get, or if you even would get one, or if there's antimicrobial units that are possibly part of that.
Okay. So, as for the bites, they do have a very mild venom, so it doesn't really impact us if we get bitten, but it might cause just some slight irritation, like it might be just itchy. And as far as bites go, that's the only problem that anyone has ever had. So should we talk about what we did find?
So out of the two snakes that we have, we only got two individuals. So let me start. The two individuals that we got, like I said, we got a Nerodia and a queen snake. Now Nerodia and queen snakes, even though they're in the same family, they have very different personalities, kind of in general. So Nerodia tend to be pretty mean. We call them fairly bitey. Like if you grab one, you're pretty much going to get bit. Like that's just how they are. They're very defensive animals. Reginas, nothing. Like you pick them up and they are as calm as can be. This one right here, we pulled her out from under a rock and she was just like, okay, this is fine.
Yeah, they're just as docile as like pet snakes.
They don't care. So to get a Regina bite would be really rare, but we still did it with her. And this guy actually bit both me and Griffin over there, pulling him out from under a rock. So we do account for that in our data as far as like if there's bacteria transfer. So when they are going to bite one of us, we do account for that. And then what we do is we take these snakes and one of us holds them very tightly and the other one pries their mouth open and swabs really quick. And then we have these, which are TSA plates, and you just swipe them, and we have two sets for each snake. We do a incubation at our body temperature, which is around 35 degrees C, and then we do one at room temperature, which is closer to their body temperature at about 25 degrees C. And then we isolate and re-incubate. We isolate different colonies out of the original plate.
As for the swabbing procedure, the Nerodia are a little bit easier to get actually because like we said, they're very bitey. So if you grab them, their mouth's already open.
Yeah, they're very willing to open for us, as you can see right here.
Yeah, we had to, getting the queen snake swab was a little bit harder because they're a lot more docile. They don't want to bite, so we felt really bad doing it.
Yeah, she wasn't very happy with it, but it's fine. As for other data that we take, we take just total length, snout vent length, diameter. We sex them visually usually, things like that. So this is our wonderful method for measuring Neurodia, since they're really hard. You can't just take a snake and go like this and expect it to stay, right? So what we do is we take them and we put them in a bag and throw them on the copier. Make a photocopy and then measure it. So you can see this circle right here, that's their vent or their cloaca, which is kind of just their reproductive and excrement like opening. So their tail is just the rest of that. And we have to make sure we can mark that for the rest of our data.
So what we wanted to find from this is like, do they have dirty mouths? So like if we do swab them, what's gonna grow, what's not gonna grow? Okay, is that something that we also have? Like is that bacteria that we're gonna find on our skin or anything like that? We did get some good results. So with the Neurodia, we only had one type of growth, right? Yes.
Yeah. We had a lot of colonies of it.
Yeah, so we only had one type of bacterial growth, but there was a lot of it. With the queen snake, however, there was a different type of bacteria. There were like 3 different types of bacteria in one dish, but there wasn't a whole lot of growth.
So all 4 of these are isolations from the Neurodia colonies that we did. So you can see that they have very different like colorings and growth types and stuff on there. If you were to come a little bit closer and be able to see them.
As for our study, that does kind of tell us a lot. That gets us a little bit closer to what we want to find out. So that's about all we found so far. We will be sending parts of the cultures off to find out what they are, and we'll also be doing grandstanding on them. So I think that's about it. Any questions?
So what kind of bag was that they were in for the
Oh, it's just a
photocopy?
Ziploc bag,
Yeah,
like a
just a big
gallon.
Ziploc.
Okay, like a
Ziploc bag, yeah.
Just a clear zip, you just put them in.
Yeah,
there.
we used the Ziploc bag to weigh them as well. You just like throw them in the scale and let it do its thing.
Just to note that that is a peer-reviewed methodological statement that we pulled from other papers. That's just not something that we did out of laziness.
Trust me,
It's darn clever, actually.
Yeah.
It's just,
Credit.
Yeah.
I
good-
never
good
would have thought
idea.
that the bag or.
yeah, I mean, we can just, yeah, they're fine. Like, this is not for very long. This takes,
Yeah, we just
like,
put them
a
in
minute.
long enough to get the measurement.
So they're perfectly okay. Like, we don't torture the snakes. Well, we try not to at least. They don't quite like that,
Except
but
for provoking the mild ones.
So you mentioned that there were some toxins that they emit when they bite. I would assume that this is like for whatever their prey happens to be?
yeah, so water snakes eat like fish,
Right.
typically, pretty much whatever they can get their mouths on, but
Okay.
like fish are kind of the top thing, and the Regina eat crayfish.
Okay.
So their venoms are more targeted to those kind of prey items.
Right, okay.
And there may be some evidence that the queen snakes also have a venom, because like we said, they eat crayfish. And if you ask Dr. Klein about it, he will tell you all about it. The way that they eat crayfish, they'll like bite them and hold on, and then they'll chew on them. And they'll find a break in their shell that
Okay,
can introduce this.
so like the way that you kind of understand venom is they have front fangs that are really long and injected into you. These guys are different. They don't have those hollow front fangs that can like move and stuff. They have a rear molar that's just a little bit bigger than the rest of their stuff with a groove in it. And it kind of, they have to chew, I guess, kind of to like work that venom in. But it's whatever. It doesn't affect us a whole lot, so.
So could that venom be more like a, I mean, I don't know anything about any of this, but like a digestive thing instead of a, you know how in like venomous snakes it's to paralyze or to whatever it does to them to knock them out so they can move it. But I wonder if it's like just a digestive juice or something, if it's in
So
the
that's
back of the
always,
mouth.
yeah, I mean, that's always a thought with venom in
Yeah.
general. I mean, even like rattlesnakes and stuff, they think that that could be a component, is just pre-digestion. So it's always, you know, a thought.
It does have anticoagulant properties in it. So when we do get bitten, we itch a little bit and then just bleed like crazy for a little bit, but then it just goes away after maybe 20 minutes.
And it doesn't hurt that bad, like it really, it
You
doesn't.
barely even feel it. So we think there may be some numbing agents in there too.
I've always heard with snake bites, if it's non-venomous, it leaves like that, a circular instead of a fang, right? So
If
do
the
these
snake
do
is
the
big
same?
enough, yeah, if the snake is big enough, these guys weren't really big enough to even break the skin.
Oh, okay.
So they left a little tiny mark, but that was it. The bigger snakes, yeah, they'll leave a whole mouth outline on your hand.
It depends on how good they get you too. I mean, really, it's nothing.
But
How can we avoid those people?
Just stay out of the water,
Yeah.
and stay away from them if you see them.
Nature and math.
That bite you. Don't flip rocks in a stream, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
This never happens.
I'll have a good thing for my nightmare too.
This is making me rethink the whole Climb Lab application for rattlesnake work, I'm just saying.
Well, with rattlesnakes, you're gonna be a little more careful than we are, because we literally just like flip rock, oh, snake, gonna grab it, and just like, you just snatch it, really.
Yeah, you don't touch rattlesnakes. You poke at them with a stick.
Yeah.
we're certified
If
for
I wanted to
rattlesnakes.
catch and release, so mark them and everything.
Let's thank our speakers again. I have a picture of that before you take your poster down.
Okay.